Jazz, we're back again. We're not hanging about tonight. What time's the third one start?
Yeah, why not? But yeah, really excited about this one. Had an excellent one with Dom just now, and now with another good friend of the channel, really, X. So yeah, really looking forward to this. Really, new show.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Jazz, our 50th episode. Don't time fly when you're having fun.
50, yeah, half century in cricket, as they say, and what way to celebrate it than with X? Yeah, great milestone for the channel. What, we 8 weeks old, literally, nearly 400 subs, so not bad, mate, not bad.
Yeah, no. X, how are you doing, sir?
Yeah, not bad, thank you, lads. Thanks for having me on.
No, it's a pleasure, mate. Pleasure. Dom sort of said it. I've sort of hating it. I can't wait for Wolves away. I hate international breaks. Do you?
Yeah, me too, mate. I mean, especially when the games are against, Albania and San Marino, which you're expecting to, if you don't win by like more than 4 or 5, then it's a bad result. It's like kind of pointless, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, definitely, mate. Definitely.
I didn't watch any of it. 8 nils, 9 nils, 10 nils just proves what's the point. Yeah.
Exactly, and especially when Declan's not playing, there's no sort of West Ham interest in it as such, is there?
No, definitely not, mate.
Hope you get better, Declan. Hope you get better with a wink, eye.
Yeah. He'll be fine.
And we've got Steve in the chat. He said, "Evening X, loving Dave's burger videos." I think all of us are, mate. Yeah. That's absolutely hilarious.
I think Dave's loving them because he gets to eat a big burger every time we go away. So yes, I think he's loving them as well.
Is he actually buying 2X? Is he just eating one on camera? It wouldn't surprise me with Dave.
No, it wouldn't surprise me, though. So, but to be fair, I mean, he's eating about half a cow on the way up there before he even got to the ground. That's just the finishing burger, I think. But see, I have one, but as well. But for some reason, he seems to be the connoisseur on the burger, and my opinion is nothing compared to his. So.
No, definitely. And of course, X. Unfortunately, me and Jazz couldn't make it for the Liverpool ones. I just about made kick-off myself, but obviously we're just going to give you and Dave a shout out there, just promoting how good your events are, and obviously your podcast. Obviously, I was there for the Julian Dix one, which was brilliant, but you had the same sort of turnout for Tony Gale, didn't you, mate?
Similar. I mean, slightly more for Julian, but not that much in it. But it was good. It was a good atmosphere with Tony, and Tony's a very charismatic and funny character, so you knew what you were going to get with him, and it was good. So we're just trying to get a guest sorted for the 18th of December, the Norwich game, which will be the next event, because Chelsea's too early. I think kickoff's 12:30, so the event would be 8:30 till 11:30.
Well, you're going to kill me, X.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think you would get the guests though. That's the problem. I think they'd all turn up at 8:30. To be honest.
Yeah.
No, I'll have to leave like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're hoping to put off quite a big guest for the Norwich one.
Oh, nice.
I'll leave that little tantalising sort of comment there. But it's hopefully quite a big name. But we're still talks at the moment, because they've got to find out what they're up to around their schedule, because they're usually quite busy on a match day. But we're hoping we might be able to sneak a couple of cheeky hours before West Ham kicks off.
Excellent. Definitely, yeah. X, before we sort of, last time we spoke to you was obviously the preview before the Tottenham game, and it's been, apart from the well, you can't really call it a disappointment in Genk because we didn't lose. Still a great time to be a West Ham fan. Are you still dreaming like me and Jazz?
Oh yes, mate. It's an absolutely amazing time to be a West Ham fan. You can't quite believe it, can you? And I think where we've got this international break, it gives you even more reason to sort of look at the league table every day just to check nothing's changed, so to speak. And it's amazing. I can't wait for the Wolves game, confident going into that. So happy days all around, mate.
Yeah, no, definitely. You and Dave going?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we go up there. We go. So there'll be a Wolves burger review. The fans will be pleased to know.
Yeah, let me know. Drop me a message, because I don't know what time I'll be up there, but let me know, and I might even come and test it out myself. Whatever burger store you decide to put.
Yeah, you can be a third opinion, mate. You can be a deciding factor.
No, it sounds good. So, X, obviously, no disrespect. I said this to Jazz earlier. Obviously, I'm a little bit younger than Jazz, so I've obviously got smaller. This was pretty hard for you to try and pick 5 kits, I'm guessing.
It was. Yeah, because the thing is as well, I wasn't sure what to go for. So I was like, I've gone for one on visual appearance, which doesn't have that many memories. So one that I actually think is the best looking kit, and then the other kind of 4 have significant memories to them. But then I struggled, mate. I mean, I could have picked another 5 probably if I wanted to that had special memories, but I've tried to spice it out with a mixture of home and away as well.
Yeah, no, of course, mate. No, like I said, it's all about memories. Like Dom picked his first kit, what his granddad bought him and stuff like that. So obviously some people might think, oh, why have you picked that? But it's all about the value and what it means to you. So we'll get the ball rolling with your number 5, mate, which is just going to come up on the screen in a second. Is this kit? Is there any particular reason why you picked this one, mate?
Well, this is the visual. Well, I just think this is the one that looks the best. I mean, it's got the sort of traditional claret body, light blue arms, and it's got those Adidas stripes along the top. I think the white collar looks quite smart as well. And overall, it's just a really nice looking kit, I think. And it also reminds me of beating Spurs 3-0 away when Ravel Morrison scored that, that solo goal. So it's got good memories in it. Does remind me of Andy Carroll, actually. So that picture's quite fitting that you've put there. Just visually, I think if you look at it, I always think Adidas kits are better than Umbro and Pony and Buckter and some of the other brands we've had along the way. So I think visually that is the best kit, and decent season, beat Spurs 3-0, a few other decent results along the way in that year, and yeah, that's just mainly why visually, mainly more than anything.
I remember there were rumors that Adidas is coming back, and I was getting excited like a kid. Really, because it's been so many years. Sometimes the rumors are not true. So Adidas for me always, and this was the year they kind of came back. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's just, and I think the Adidas from memory. I mean, I can't quite see on that picture, but I think it was light blue as well, which I thought sort of blended in well with the like the body being claret and that being light blue. I just think that looks like a proper smart kit. If you look at foreign leagues sometimes and you just randomly look at the kits, let's say you're on holiday in Greece or whatever, and you randomly look through kits on sale in a sports shop, you don't really have an allegiance to any team. You just look at one and think, oh, that looks nice, that looks nice, that looks nice. If I saw that kit in a shop not knowing what the team was, I'd think, oh yeah, that's a good kit, that.
Yeah, definitely. You sort of mentioned the Tottenham game there, X. I sort of added these questions in, so the future guests will probably have a bit more time to prepare. Obviously, this was another season under Allardyce. Obviously, a few results. Obviously, we brought the likes of Joe Cole back. We had unfortunate against Man United. Obviously, you mentioned beating Tottenham. But could you remember a player of the year you would have voted for in this year, or is that sort of going a bit off the top of your head? I do apologise if it was.
No, it's fine. Was that the year from memory that Jääskeläinen won it? Was it that year? I can't remember. But I know I voted for Jääskeläinen one year at the year he won it. So it might have been that season, possibly.
I think he played 19 games and Adrian's taken over, so perhaps it was the other.
It wasn't that season then?
Yeah. No.
Who won Harrogate that year?
Judges. Yeah,
I'll have a look. But it looks like he got people like... Yeah, he got Carlton Cole up there. Mohamed Diame had a good season.
Well, actually, that year we played Arsenal on Boxing Day, and it was 3-1 to Arsenal. But Carlton Cole scored for West Ham, and I've actually got that kit, the Carlton Cole's kit from that game that he scored in.
Oh, wow!
And that's up on my wall, so that kind of brings back a bit of memories as well. That does remind me of, like you said, Nolan, Carroll, Mo Diame. Would he have played in that kit possibly?
Yeah, no, probably.
Looks like Mark Noble was Ham of the Year.
Yeah, Mark Noble and Adrian got run up. Jääskeläinen was the year before, and Winston Reid.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. It does remind me of Joe Cole coming back. Joe Cole coming back is a real significant moment for me because when Joe Cole broke onto the scene was when I was like, sort of roughly the same age as him, so 17, 18, and it was just a brilliant year of being a West Ham fan. And when Joe Cole came back the second time, he set up 2 goals in his debut, didn't he, against Man United in the second debut, in the Cup. James Collins scored both. And it kind of, it does remind me of Joe Cole coming back, which was a good time. Obviously, it didn't turn out to be the most successful move, but it was great to have Joe Cole back at the club.
Yeah, no, definitely. Obviously, it's mad to think though, like you said, even them years ago, just how much they were and how much they changed. And X, I'm not going to lie, Reebok wasn't my biggest fan for kits. I didn't really find them. Well, like you said, it's all about opinions. Is there a particular reason why you had yours as this kit as number 4?
Yeah, well, this is from memory. It's just of that era, really. It was a great year. Obviously, we got promoted. We had a great first season of the Premier League. Got to the cup final. Had Tevez, had the likes of Benayoun, like the picture you got there. Everington. Actually, in terms of my era of knowing players, so the era of I've got quite a few contacts, as everyone sort of knows. But in terms of players that I know well, it kind of comes from this team. I'm quite good friends with Matty Everington. I know likes of Harewood, and I know other players in that team, James Collins, other players and stuff that played at that time, and it just reminds me of a really good time in our history. Like I said, promotions, cup finals, exciting football. Benayoun, like you've got there, brilliant player. Everington, brilliant player. It was when we had that young squad that really, really were exciting to watch. Konchesky, another one. It just reminds me of really good times, mate. That's mainly why. Really good times and just good football and just a good time to be a West Ham fan.
Yeah, no, definitely, mate. Obviously, Yossi, like I said, I put him up there. I was such a huge fan of him. When he got the ball, it excites me. And obviously, being Israeli as well, obviously, we had Berkovic, obviously, in the 90s. Do you reckon Benayoun gets the credit he deserves, X?
Probably not, because he wasn't there for that long, was he? Before he moved to Liverpool after us, I think. He wasn't there that long, so maybe not. But him and Berkovic, both Israeli, I would say are probably 2 of the most creative players we've ever had. And there's always that argument who was better. Being slightly older, I always side with Berkovic than Benayoun, but the 2 of them were fantastic players. And he was just a joy to watch, just so skillful and tricky. Remember that game against Fulham, where Anton Ferdinand scored that amazing volley, and then Benayoun scored that brilliant chip. It was Thomas Repka's last game for us, I think, as well. It's just like that game had everything, and that kit there reminds me of that game as well as others.
Yeah, no, he was a great player, and I think this picture was taken when we obviously the great escape when he got that one of the goals at Wigan away as well. Yeah, no, very brilliant player. But obviously, surprising, X. This is what surprised me when you sort of said it. You don't normally have the same kit for a couple of years. It's only been like once or twice since like the millennium where we've kept the same home kit as well, which is very surprising. Obviously, this is the kit we used in the cup final, and obviously that. Is there any, apart from the cup final, obviously, is there any other games what spring to mind from them couple of years?
Well, I think we wore the away version of that for the cup final, didn't we? From memory, I think we were in white in the cup final, but it was the away version of that. So that kit reminds me of just that season. It reminds me of just like no particular game as such, but just players from that era. Like I said, that 2-1 there, that game was amazing. And just there was other great games. Didn't we beat Arsenal 1-0 at home when Pardew kicked off with Arsene Wenger? Yeah. That was possibly that kit. I think that was the kit we beat Spurs, Lasagna Gate 2-1. Fletcher and Benayoun, I think, actually scored the goals in that game. So yeah, good memories.
Yeah, no. Obviously, like you said, Dex, you speak to them all the time, and on your podcast when we speak to them, the likes of Matty, Hayden Mullins as well, another underappreciated player. But obviously, apart from like Anton, really, and obviously Elliot Wall didn't really feature when we got up. Was you? I'm still gutted when Anton went. What did you think of Anton as well? He's a mad fan, obviously, still now, isn't he? So.
Yeah, Ansel's a great player. I mean, obviously not quite as good as his brother, but still, which is the sad thing, he had to live with the whole of his career. But he was still a very good player in his own right. And that year that we got promoted in our first season back in the Premier League, he was absolutely outstanding. I mean, there was talk of him getting in the England squad himself, which probably would have been deserved. And then we had the Icelandics come in, didn't we? And then our finances fell apart, and he got flogged to Sunderland, much against his will. And a bit of a sad ending to his West Ham time. But yeah, we're lucky enough to have done events with Anton and podcasts with Anton. And yeah, he's a very passionate West Ham fan, and he handles being an ex-West Ham player a lot better than his brother does, shall we say?
Yeah. You and Steve were on the same wavelength tonight. That met Anton at an event at the old East Ham Working Man's Club. Top bloke.
Steve's the top bloke as well. I know Steve.
Yeah.
Steve's the top bloke. He used to come to all of our events at the East Ham Working Man's Club. I think since he's been in Leytonstone, Steve can remind me, or not. I'm not sure he's been to as many in Leytonstone. I think he's moved away somewhere, but at the Working Man's Club, he was always there. So yeah, good man he is.
Just one request I just remembered from your West Ham Way event again. I was speaking to someone else who kind of talks to players sometimes. If there's any chance to get Brian Pop Robson in the future to just, the podcast interviews or something, I would personally. I think my dad would love it as well, really. I know he's not
so close. He was meant to come when we went into the pandemic. We had Marlon Harewood, we had Trevor Brook in, and then the third guest was Pop Robson. And then obviously the pandemic puts to bed all of those three. So hopefully we'll be able to at some point.
Obviously he celebrated his birthday a couple of days ago. I tweeted that out as well. It's mad. He's mad, and obviously, like you said, I'm a lot younger than you. But when you see players like people like you, and when you have your guest on the podcast, and it's just nice for them, because it must be nice for them to obviously talk about their memories as well, because it's been such a long time. And obviously, like you, you give ex players the platform and the interaction, and like you said, I'm guessing that was set out quick as well, especially to see him.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, one thing I'd like to challenge there, Andy. You've said it a couple of times now that you're a lot younger than me. Let's just clarify how much younger you are. How old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay, not that much younger than me then.
I like to keep saying it to Jazz. That's the main reason why I do it.
I am proudly 47.
What age is Jazz?
47, not out.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm sort of more towards Jazz's end, but I'll say I'm kind of not nicely in the middle of you two, so I'm the middle.
Doesn't bother me. Yeah, it doesn't bother me, mate. Still got my hair. Most of it's black.
Right. Steve. I know X is in the building, and we all like him, but there's no need to sort of pick on me now, saying I look more. To be fair, I am going really, really grey. Like when I go to the barbers, and do you know when you get out from the chair and you just see all the grey on the floor, I am starting to notice it. But yeah, no, but we'll save that for another matter. So third place, X. I probably could have picked better other players, but the reason why I picked this as well is because when I see season reviews, this was when one of Lampard's great through seasons. But obviously, I'll let you talk of why you put this kit in third place as well.
Right, so I think that kit was actually for a couple of years, so it might have been to 1999 as well.
You're right, yeah.
Right. So I think it was for 2 seasons, that kit, and the reason why I chose that kit was because that year, so 97, 98, 99, this gives my age away now, I would have been about 17, 18, and it was the first season that my parents really kind of let me go to away games on my own with my mates. So when I was doing aways, it was like a real buzz for that first time. You got a supporters coach of your mates, or your first mate that was 17 and could drive. He'd drive you. All drinking about, bit like the in-betweeners and stuff, and all that sort of stuff. It was like proper memories of youth. And like I say, those away games I only missed 2 games of the whole of the 1999 season, which was Newcastle away, I think, and Blackburn away, which happened to be midweek games. And I had like mock exams the next day or something like that. But it just reminds me of my first kind of season of doing home and away all the time with my mates. And that picture you've got there, I believe, is against Barnsley from memory. I think we won 2-1. Possibly.
You're in encyclopedia. He just come on and scored straight away as he come on. He did.
There
Lampard did.
And I think maybe Hearts and Miners. Yes, it first game of the season. Hearts and Miners scored the other from memory, and it just. And I was at that game, and it just reminds me of then. And the next season, I don't think we played in that kit. But for this game,
Barnsley, you can see the sheep. You can see the sheep running around behind the ground, and that Barnsley.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. That's right. So it reminds me of great. It's basically just reminds me of great times to be another great time to be a West Ham fan. Like I said, Lampard, Rio Ferdinand was breaking through at the same time. Then the likes of Sinclair, Di Canio came towards the end of that kit's life, and it just reminds me of a really good time. Really good time.
Aboo. Yeah.
Yeah, boo. Yeah, home game against Barnsley. Scored 2 goals. Good times.
Yeah.
And another player who goes under the radar is obviously Skippy as well. I loved him. Like I watched this. Obviously, watching back on season reviews, Jazz, he don't get the credit he deserves either, does he?
No, he doesn't.
As a read.
No, he's very rapid. What I remember, very pacey, and then that amazing goal. Was it Newcastle? Was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That one from. So much, that was a long distance shot, and that was a time when we began to get a lot of players in from Australia. I believe we had some kind of link up over there. So, all good.
Well, self promote again, lads. If you listen to the Patreon this week, we had Robbie Slater on, who is one of those Australians that you speak of, and we talked about Stan Lazaridis' goal against Newcastle, and we were saying, if had it been, Shearer or Henry or Bergkamp or someone that had scored that goal, people would be talking about it now. But because it was Stan Lazaridis, it was West Ham, and he doesn't ever get mentioned. But it was absolutely amazing goal that, and great player. Stan Lazaridis, loved him. Really old school tricky winger.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, no, definitely. Right, so we'll move on to number 2, X. So, is this? X, before we start, this is probably me and Jazz. Literally, when people say kits, like we thought, it'll be like really easy. Like you just go on people's like Twitters, you go on like Google and do so. It is so hard to find kits because they're all flipping copyright written. They've just got all the scribblish and stuff like that through. But this was the only real picture what me and Jazz could find. So obviously this is. Season 91-92 away kit. Take it away, sir.
Right. Again, this is visually, but also memories. So this, I believe that's Mike Small. I haven't seen a picture of Mike Small probably since 1991. So it's testing my memory, but. He started the season absolutely on fire, and the one game that kit really reminds me of was a 1-0 win at Arsenal, and he scored the only goal in that game. And where I went to school, the majority of my friends were Arsenal fans, and the year before was the first season I became a West Ham fan. So we hadn't played Arsenal, so to then go and beat them at their ground, it reminds me of that. And also visually, I think it's a lovely kit, and we obviously tried to recreate it this year with the away kit we got now. I still don't think it looks quite as nice as that one. That for me looks beautiful, that, and that just reminds me of just good times. I've got that kit about 3 or 4 times over. It's brilliant, love it.
I think it's the win. I think it's the actual sponsor what makes it as well, and especially with the current kit with the current kit now. The fact that it's not embedded in, I think that's what doesn't make it look right, X. Do you see what I mean? If the current year one had it where it embedded in, I think it would look a lot better.
Yeah, I think so. And I just think I like the old school style of sponsorship there, where it's just like boom in your face. There you go. Can't miss it type thing. Takes up half the shirt, And I think, it's like, that's a classic kit. That we actually got relegated that year from memory, so it doesn't have that many playing positives from memory, but it's just visually a great kit.
Yeah, talking of, I know that's sort of like the Argentine, but Dom actually picked one of his white kits, and like I started to think about it from like the 90s. We've had some really good like white kits as well, and it's not really that
Yes.
we normally have the sky blue. So yeah, like you said, I think we will have a lot of kits like it, and it definitely does mean, like you said, it's all about the value as well. And let's have a look at some
Well, I
comments.
almost picked two from the 90s that are white ones. There's the white one with the pink sleeves, which must have been about 1994, 95. And I almost picked, that sort of cream coloured one from about 1996 that Hugo Porfirio scored that goal in
Yeah,
the
I'm looking
snow
at.
against Wrexham.
That's
Yeah, I
called the
almost
third
chose
kit.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I almost chose one of those.
Yeah,
But I went with this one instead.
yeah. A lot of the third kits are very nice. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
They're just
definitely.
different, aren't
And
they?
yeah. Different. It's like you said, the badges in the middle. I think a couple of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Kent did
that's
say
right. Yeah.
he just wrote the scoreline wrong. It did finish 3-2, but my offside goal 3-2. So I was Park. This is one of my favourite complete stripes. So yeah, like you said, Kent and
Yeah.
Steve are obviously talking about them as well. X, I know your time is very precious, so we're going to keep this short and sweet anyway. But we're going to move on to your number one. Do you like
my first one.
my choice? Do you like my choice of picture as well? This was a struggle as well to
Yeah.
get pictures.
Good player,
Morley.
Trevor Morley. Another very underrated player, I would say.
Yeah,
Love Trevor
loved him.
Morley.
Yeah.
Good bloke as well. So yeah, the reason I chose this one is purely because that is the first West Ham kit I was ever bought. So my first season as a West Ham season ticket holder was 1991, and I managed to persuade my dad for my birthday to get me the kit, and that was the first kit he ever got me, and I've still got it up in my loft somewhere, and it just reminds me of my first ever kit. I can even remember when you opened it from the bag, it had that kind of fresh kit smell, and as a kid it was like, wow, this is special. And I know he bought it from the old club shop, which was the old Porter Cabins, if you remember those. And just such a nostalgic kit. And then obviously that year we got promoted. We finished second last day of the season to Oldham, I think it was, and we got to the FA Cup semi-final. Again, we didn't wear that kit in the semi-final. We wore the white one in the semi-final, but it still reminds us of Stuart Slater destroying Everton Cup quarter-final. Lots of memories that kit, and again, it's like a classic sponsor, classic badge. Yeah, just first kit.
That kit was also the year before, and that's when I bought my first kit. Same as you, so similar story. I was going to a Gillian Dix event, I think 5 years ago, and I took the shirt because it's falling apart. The crest had lost a lot of its colours. Got him to sign it, picture of the kids, and it's in my other area now, all in a frame, really. So yeah, similar story to you, mate.
Yeah, and I think
very unique button, isn't it? Yeah,
yes,
that button is unique, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Really, I mean, I can't imagine looking back it was too comfortable, but nonetheless, your first kit is always one of your favourites, isn't it? So that's why that one went there.
It's Bukta. Apparently, we used them in the 70s. I think Bukta. I can't remember. I think that's when they came back, but they're not that well known. Yeah.
Was obviously X being your first? Was there any player in particular who stood out for you for this season as well? The night.
My favourite ever West Ham player, which was obviously the first year I've seen ticket, was Stuart Slater. So it reminds me of Stuart Slater, but then it reminds me of the likes of Morley, Bishop, Martin Allen, loads of players like that from that era. But I'd say Stuart Slater was my main man in those days, so I'll say him.
Talking of Martin Allen, I love his comments when he refers to you on the podcast. That me and Jazz as soon as them podcasts get released, we just message each other and we're just in absolute tears. He's a top bloke, isn't he, Allen?
He's absolute diamond geezer. Yeah, he rips the piss out of me. But the thing is, I actually like it because off air, he's such a nice guy. People know I've been through a few difficult times and stuff, and like ex-footballers always say, I'm here if you need me, mate, or drop me a message. And I think it's usually sort of said a throwaway comment, but with Martin Allen, he says it and genuinely means it. He calls me up every now and again. He'll just say, just checking in, just see that everything's all right. Sex, just see that you're okay. And I think to me, that means a lot. That means a lot. He goes out of his way to do that. So I don't care if he rips the shit out of me on the podcast because I know all fair, he's a decent bloke.
Yeah.
I like the dog noise at the beginning when it starts. Is that Dave? Is it? No, I'm joking.
Got to credit Dave with that. Dave does all the effects on the podcast. So
no, that's Dave on the away day when they say the burgers are sold out.
Oh gosh, yeah. Or when a Tottenham fan confronts him, one of the two.
Oh.
Yeah. No, definitely. No, like I said, X, we really do appreciate your time. I know it's just like you said. We love you and Dave. Me and Jazz. That's what part of being the West Ham family is, and I'm looking forward to more events. And like you said, it just seems that's so long away now. It's about a month's time, which is unfortunate. But obviously, your podcast keep us entertained. And sorry, Steve's just got us going as well. Dave's appreciation, mad. I know. He is.
I think he's got talent for
it. He's good.
No, definitely. X, I really do appreciate your time and thanks for coming on to do your kits. And like what me and Jazz just said, we look forward to seeing you soon and obviously your content. And we just appreciate your time, mate.
I got to bring you some oysters next time. I forgot you and Dave.
No, you do need to. That was a promise you didn't fulfill. Jazz, I hope to see that next time. Put the pressure on you. Any time, lads, I support you guys. And
thanks a lot. Really appreciate it, mate.
And you've grown, like you said, you've grown really quickly. So good work, and hope to see you both soon.
Sorry, Mrs. X. Sorry.
It's all right. She's all right. She's taking me off her hands. She appreciates it.
No, I appreciate that, and thanks for everyone in the chat. Hope everyone enjoys their week. And X, actually, sorry, before you go, I know you'll probably do it as a thingy. How do you see Wolves going on Saturday? I know they're sort of flying, but we done well last year with the fans not there. I know they've got good following. Do you reckon the fans are going to play their part again on Saturday?
I think we'll win, mate. I say it's about every game now, but I just feel so confident. I think a 2-1 win. I feel we're fine going there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course. No, me and Jazz are saying that. When was the last time we felt this confident? Obviously, we're flying. Yeah. Every channel's the channels are doing well. The vlogs, and hopefully, X, I will see you on Saturday to make the deciding vote on the on the burgers. But no, X, appreciate your time. Jazz, we speak each other more than we speak our families. So I'll see you soon. Thanks for Steve, everyone else in the chat, and enjoy your week. And come on, you Irons. Take care, everyone.